Okay, I guess this TikToker is gonna try and undermine the Trinity. Fair enough. But why the weird music? Yes, so what's the problem? The second passage talks about the mutual indwelling between the one who lives in love and God, the triune God, that is, Father, Son, and Spirit. And in the first passage, Jesus says that there is a mutual indwelling between Father and Son. There simply isn't a contradiction here. These statements are perfectly consistent with each other. The Father is in Jesus and vice versa, and the God who is triune lives in the believer and vice versa. Creepy stuff. With this response to the rich young ruler, Jesus doesn't deny his divinity. He simply challenges the young man about what it means for him to address Jesus as a good teacher. And by the way, Jesus does describe himself as the good shepherd, and so he takes on himself the goodness which he also ascribes to no one except God alone in this conversation with the young ruler. Not only that, but he also applies to himself the title of the shepherd, which is how Yahweh was described in the Old Testament. Yes, and in that very same passage, Jesus also says, "Father, glorify me in your presence with the glory that I had with you before the world existed." So, for what it's worth, in context, the passage you're quoting actually makes for an argument for Jesus' divinity and the Trinity, not against it. Yes, on the cross, Jesus was citing and invoking Psalm 22, in which David first expresses feelings of God forsakenness, while then landing on the affirmation that God will ultimately come to David's rescue. In other words, Jesus' cry, "My God, why have you forsaken me?" anticipates God's intervention for salvation, which is exactly what happened when the Father raised Christ from the dead. So, no, this passage doesn't undermine the Trinity either. Here's the thing, none of your examples show that Jesus wasn't divine. In fact, some of them prove the exact opposite. Speaking of opposites, this YouTuber over here made the case that Christian apologists are bigoted without realizing that his entire case backfires really badly at himself. Check it out over here, thank you for watching and see you in the next one.